Because if the Prime Minister of the country thinks that what has happened in Kashmir has been peaceful, he is sadly mistaken. It is not been peaceful. It's the silence of fear. It's the silence of alienation. और इस वजह से मुझे आज रोहित को गुस्सा आया है.
रोहित, आज आपको गुस्सा एग्जैक्टली क्यों आ रहा है?
This morning one heard Prime Minister Modi giving a bite to News 18, I think it was, and he said that he made this very interesting comparison ke look how much violence is there during the elections. Every phase of elections in Bengal, he says, has been marked with violence, which is true. And he compared it interestingly with the Panchayat polls in Kashmir, which he said were extremely peaceful. So I am taking a bit of a diversion today, Manvi, to Kashmir, because I found that comment extremely interesting. And gussa to nahi, but coming from the Prime Minister of the country, his understanding of why the Panchayat polls in Kashmir, or why even the Lok Sabha polls in Kashmir have been relatively peaceful, the understanding behind that really baffles me. And if you take a look at some of the points that I want to highlight, J&K Panchayat polls saw no polling for 70% of the Sarpanch posts. That is one of the big reasons why it was peaceful, because there were no candidates, or in some places there was just one candidate. In 70% of the Panchayat posts, there was no contest. So that is why it was peaceful. Okay? Look at the next point. Right. Don't misunderstand the Shanti, is what I'm trying to bring to the Prime Minister's notice. This was silence. Yes, it was silence. It was silence, but it was silence instilled by fear. And what do I mean by that? We just need to go back a few years, the years of while the Modi Sarkar has been in charge over here, and look at the list of the Sarpanches of various villages in Kashmir who've been killed by militants. Mohammad Ramzan Sheikh, killed in October 2017 in Shopian, his house set on fire. Ghulam Rasool Ganai, killed in Anantnag, October 2017. Muhammad Amin Pandit, Avantipur, that's Pulwama, killed in April 2015. Muhammad Sultan Bhatt, killed in November 2014 in Shopian. Ajaz Ahmad Malik, November 2016, a Sarpanch belonging to the Congress, interestingly killed apparently by the security forces. The Congress called it a fake encounter because he had been in police custody for 2 months. According to the security forces, he had connections to the militants. Ghulam Ahmad Bhatt, a 70-year-old man, called Aam Chacha. He was someone that locals were very fond of. Killed in December 2014 in Sopore by militants. Ghulam Muhammad Mir, another Sarpanch, killed in December 2014 in Sopore. This was before Panchayat elections in Sopore in 2014. So the fact that Sarpanches have been getting killed, and that in this manner Panchayat polls have been getting systematically intimidated by the militants is a fact. and let's not misunderstand the peacefulness of the polls itself, because the fact is no one turned up. Candidates did not turn up. Voters did not turn up. There was 70% of the posts where there was only one candidate or no candidate. Even now there are Sarpanches who've been elected, and they have apparently not yet gone back to their villages. They're still sitting in urban areas under police protection. They are that scared to go back. Let's take a look at another interesting statistic. Why look at just the Panchayat polls? Let's look at the Lok Sabha polls that have just been taking place, that have just concluded in Kashmir. The constituency of Srinagar, the capital city of Jammu and Kashmir. In 2014, the voter turnout was 26%, not great. But in 2014, this has collapsed to 15%. In the capital city of Jammu and Kashmir, 85% of the people stayed away. And these are people living in a city. These are people who are fairly solidly invested in what happens in Kashmir. They are invested, they are interconnected by economic relations to a lot of activity across the country. These are government servants, these are traders, these are manufacturers, these are shikarawalas, houseboat owners, these are tourist taxi drivers. 85% of them in Srinagar did not turn out to vote. This is not peaceful election, this is people just rejecting the whole process. Okay? In Anantnag, which has clearly been the most troubled district in recent times, in 2014, the voter turnout was almost 29%. In 2019, it has dropped to less than 9%. That means 91% people stayed at home. 91% लोगों को आपने घर में रखा. इस बात को अगर मोदी सरकार अपनी उपलब्धि मानती है, so be it. But I would not call it an achievement. It is bizarre that you will call this a peaceful election. This is just a whole lot of people just not taking part. This is the silence of alienation. Okay? Rahi baat, violence ki, political parties indulge in violence. Let's face it, all political parties maintain their goon armies. It's not just the Trinamool. Historically, it has been the left parties, the BSP, the Sangh has got its own armies of violent goons, whether it's the Sri Ram Sene in Karnataka, historically the Bajrang Dal, people from whom you can, kindly, partly distance yourself. So to point fingers at each other for poll violence when political parties do that, be it BJP, Congress, Trinamool, anyone, in any case, that is just too hypocritical an activity to comment on. It's a universal phenomena. They all do it. And but this comment on Kashmir really baffled me, hassled me, because if the Prime Minister of the country thinks that what has happened in Kashmir has been peaceful, he is sadly mistaken. It has not been peaceful. It's the silence of fear. It's the silence of alienation. ये दहशत है, उसकी वजह से ये चुप्पी है, right? और इस वजह से मुझे आज रोहित को गुस्सा आया है.